So, you've got the Mac Studio and the incredible Pro Display XDR. I mean, that is a truly powerhouse setup. But we're not going to stop there. Today, we're going to build out the perfect expansion, turning your desk from just a workspace into a real command center.
Look, your Pro Display XDR is the gold standard for any color-critical work. There's just no question about it. But even a masterpiece like that has its limits, right? So the question we have to ask is your setup really complete, or is there a ton of untapped potential just waiting for us to unlock? And this is the whole idea right here. We are not just going to throw more pixels at the problem. No way. We're talking about a really smart, strategic approach. Think of it as tri-technology synergy, where every single screen we add brings a totally new capability to the table that the others just don't have.
Okay, so your Pro Display XDR is already set. It's our anchor. That's our rock-solid, unwavering reference point for perfect color. So our job now is to define the roles for two new monitors that are going to complement it perfectly. So let's meet the Vanguard and the Pillar. First up, we've got the Vanguard. Think of this as your experience display. Its whole job is to deliver the visual fireworks that your Pro Display XDR, with its 60 Hz refresh rate, just wasn't built for. We're talking about true, deep, infinite contrast, and motion so fluid it's almost unbelievable.
And next, we have the Productivity Pillar. Now, this is your workhorse. This is a display that is laser-focused on one critical task, making you more efficient. For all you developers out there, this means a vertical screen that gives you razor-sharp text and lets you see a massive amount of code all at once.
All right, let's kick things off with the fun one, the Vanguard. This is where we bring in the tech that's going to handle all your immersive, high-motion games, videos, you name it. Now, you might be thinking, shouldn't I just get an 8K monitor? But for this Vanguard role, well, the data here shows it's not even a contest. A modern QLED just blows it away. The leap from 60 Hz to 240 Hz is an absolute night and day difference for motion. And that infinite contrast is a total game changer. But honestly, the real deal breaker is connectivity. The top 8K display needs this messy two-cable setup that, frankly, just doesn't play nice with macOS. So, with the choice being that crystal clear, our definitive recommendation for the Vanguard role has got to be the MSI MPG 321UXR. This monitor perfectly, and I mean perfectly, embodies the mission we laid out for it. And just look at these specs. They tell the whole story. You're getting that incredible, state-of-the-art QD-OLED panel with that game-changing 240 Hz refresh rate and a response time that's practically instantaneous. Plus, the glossy finish makes colors pop just like on Apple's displays. And that single-cable USB-C connection keeps your desk clean. It literally checks every single box for the Vanguard role. Okay, so here's the most important takeaway for this monitor. We're not trying to beat the Pro Display XDR at its own game. This is an experiential upgrade. You are adding a completely new dimension of visual performance, things like motion fluidity and dynamic range, that just transforms how you interact with everything, from media to just moving windows around the OS.
All right, with our incredible Vanguard in place, let's shift gears to our second edition, the Productivity Pillar. This display is all about your workflow, your focus, and your efficiency, especially for those long coding sessions.
So what's with this number? 163? Well, this is the magic number. It's the pixels per inch, or PPI, of a 27-inch 4K monitor. And for macOS, this specific density is the absolute sweet spot for rendering incredibly sharp, clear, retina-quality text without any weird scaling artifacts. For a monitor you're going to code on, text clarity is everything.
So, with that magic number in our heads, the recommendation for our pillar becomes pretty obvious, doesn't it? It's the Dell UltraSharp U3223QE. This thing is an absolute legend in the professional world, and for very good reason. And here's one of its secret weapons, IPS black technology. Just look at this comparison. It literally doubles the contrast ratio over a standard IPS panel. So what does that actually mean for you? It means you get deeper blacks and text that just pops right off the screen, making it so much easier on your eyes whether you're using a light or a dark theme in your code editor.
And this right here, this is the payoff. When you pivot this monitor vertically, you get this massive, incredible canvas of code. You can see over 80 lines at the same time. I mean, think about that for a second. No more constant scrolling up and down, trying to remember the context of a large file. It is a complete game changer for focus.
So we have our three key players, the anchor, the reference point, the Vanguard for immersion, and the pillar for productivity.
Now, let's get these incredible displays all hooked up to your Mac Studio and build this seamless system.
You know, the real beauty of the Mac Studio is just how simple this is. No complicated adapters, no daisy-chaining nightmares. It's just 3 displays, 3 single-cable connections, plugged into 3 separate Thunderbolt ports. It's clean, it's simple, and it's incredibly powerful. The Mac Studio was literally engineered to handle this with zero sweat.
And the software side? Just as easy. You just pop into System Settings, you drag the displays around to match your physical desk layout, you tell that MSI to run at its glorious 240 Hz, and you set the Dell's rotation to 90 degrees. That's it. You're done. macOS handles everything else beautifully.
And there you have it. Let's take one last look at the complete system that we've just put together. This is your brand new Tri-Technology Command Center. This chart really sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? You have 3 distinct technologies, and each one is serving a unique and vital role. Your Pro Display XDR is your absolute reference for color. The MSI QD-OLED is your vanguard for total immersion, and the Dell IPS Black is your pillar for hardcore productivity. Nothing is redundant here. Everything has a specific purpose.
By taking this kind of strategic approach, you've done so much more than just add a couple of screens. You've created a dynamic, super adaptable system where you always have the absolute best display for whatever task is right in front of you. Your desk is no longer just a workspace. It's a command center, and it's ready for anything you can throw at it.